Right.
Hey, we're back again.
Well,
And I'm back.
you're back.
I'm back. I said I'll be back.
And I have to
I'm
say,
back.
it's been surprisingly good progress that you've made over the last couple of weeks. You look like you did before.
Yeah. For better or worse.
For better or worse.
Totally. But
Welcome back.
Thank you. Okay, let's get on with it.
Suzuki.
Suzuki Espresso facelift launch.
Not facelift. Engine upgrade launch. You know, they've changed the whole engine in the car. Not just a couple of features and things. They've
that kind of
replaced
caught
the
me by
whole
surprise.
engine.
Yeah, that caught me a little bit by surprise. Because if you look at the numbers, I think they're exactly the same.
No, they've gone backwards. You have less power and less torque now.
Yeah, from 50 kilowatts to 49.
Yes.
And from 90 to 89.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it is less.
Yeah. But come on, in a car that weighs about as much as a Tupperware, does it make any difference?
There's a sting in the tail.
Yeah.
Fuel consumption from 4.9 down to 4.4. Mm-hmm. That's a big trade-off.
Let's just get one thing out here right now. If there's one manufacturer who claims fuel consumption and it actually
gets close to it,
and even people like you can get close to it.
Well, yeah.
It's Suzuki.
Yeah.
I mean, I have in fact even beaten their claimed figures on some tests.
And
it's very rare in the motoring world.
You're right. And as you say, on a car that weighs next to nothing, it's not a big deal. Certainly down on launch, the car feels peppy. It feels like it's got enough grunt and things. And what I didn't know about the Espresso, because I'm relatively new in all of this, is that they market it as wait for it, a micro SUV.
That is pretty hilarious.
How cute is that?
That is pretty hilarious.
When you look at the car now as a micro SUV, you have to look at it with a different set of eyes because it actually kind of is a micro SUV, and from that point of view, it goes from this little chunky cubey thing to something that's actually quite cute.
Well, I mean, being Japanese, Indo-Japanese, or whatever you want to call it, in Japan they have what they call the Kai cars.
Yes.
Okay, and I think the limit on engine size is either 6 or 800 cc. I always get mixed up. It's one of the two.
We were talking about those cars actually at the launch with the GM of Suzuki.
Is this not basically a Kai car in stilts?
I think this is exactly why they make the Espressos, because it's not a Kai car, because they say that big problem in Japan is a lot of people no longer instant driving because of these Kai cars are just the same boring blurb, and they'd rather just take an Uber or one of the excellent public transport systems that Japan has. But it's just, so it's interesting. I mean, we've got 181 or maybe 182 millimeters of ground clearance on this little Espresso, and we did a little bit of off-road driving. But when I say dirt, it's dirt and stones and but the thing just rattles over them.
What you've got to...
It's a micro SUV.
It is. But what's even more amazing is it's one of the cheapest cars on the market in South Africa right now.
No, we can't use the word cheap because it's not cheap, but it is the most affordable.
At price. I'm talking cheapest as in price.
Cost.
Bottom line price. I don't know if there's anything you can buy for less rands in South Africa right now.
The top of the range with the automatic transmission, or AMT as they call it, is still under 200 grand. But they've thrown in
62 or something it starts at.
Yes, and the one to get is the top of the range manual, which is about 189,000 odd. Yeah. They've thrown in ESP and Isofix into this.
Well, I was going to say that's the other thing that you remember when they launched the new Celerio.
Yes.
The big talking point was the cheapest car in South Africa with ESP.
Not anymore.
And again, I'm using cheapest. Let's not now. We're not saying cheapest.
Nasty, cheap and nasty. We're saying cheapest.
Okay, now
less cash.
They've just cut themselves with.
Well, it was interesting.
I
was actually having a chat to Ben, who's the marketing chap at Suzuki, and I was saying to him, so who's your competition? He says, well, actually, it's ourselves.
Well,
so they've got this issue where
I actually had that discussion with them with new Celerio.
Yes, exactly.
Where, as lovable as the Swift is, as magic and as special as the Swift is, because the Swift is like a mini. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Swift is like its own little thing.
Yeah, own little niche.
In itself, the Celerio walks all over the Swift in a lot of ways. And I'm not taking away from one or add whatever.
Yeah.
But that new Celerio does that to the Swift to an extent. And I kind of said, only have Swift GLX,
Yeah.
for example, and drop the GA and GLs. Now you're almost doing this again to the Celerio. So
It's interesting. It's interesting. Now,
I get what they're doing, and they've got the product, but
they are different cars.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like cutting your cloth to suit your
well, you know
needs.
what? What do we know? Because Suzuki have been selling
Yeah, exactly.
stupid numbers of cars for the last year. Okay, I mean over 4,000 a month the last
No,
few
they've
months.
gone crazy.
So what the heck do you and I know?
Third biggest seller in the country. Yeah.
They know better than us, right?
Whatever they're doing, they're getting it right.
It's Brendan and the team there, and from Sato-san right through the whole team, Megan, Tony, Brendan, all these guys know a heck of a lot more than we do, quite honestly, because they've got it right.
Correct. Sato-san has now left. It's now Takakawa-san.
Has Sato-san left?
New boss.
Okay.
5 years on the stint here, out of Europe, and very interesting chap to talk to. That's where we were talking about the
Well,
car
now
cars and
look,
things.
the point being, I had to skip the launch and send you instead.
Well,
Yeah, well, I was lying in hospital. What could I do? yeah.
can't argue the point. Can't argue the point.
That one was.
Anyway, so new espresso, I think is going to sell in
Look, it's already
in
been
the numbers
doing
that
well.
it's doing.
It'll
doing
do
nicely.
even better. That's the
And,
point.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing them on the road now because it will be.
You know what?
interesting to see.
I don't know whether they're new ones or old ones, but I've suddenly been seeing lots of them.
Because you're aware. Yeah.
Yeah, there are a lot of them around.
Yeah. No, I mean the value proposition is so high. It's compelling.
Look, it's also I've got to
compelling.
just say one thing. It's one of those cute and fugly cars.
Yeah, well, that's so I say when you approach it as a micro SUV, it's really cute.
Yeah.
You can get over the fugly bit.
Yeah, well, but you know what I always say about fugly cars? You don't see the fugly when you're sitting behind the wheel inside it.
No, well, of course.
It's people who are seeing it from the outside. So who cares? I'm inside.
I like it. It's cute. I think micro SUV.
The only thing I've got to say is,
That's solid.
how did you cope
with
lead-foot driving a car like that?
actually surprisingly 8
8 liters per 100, or what were you saying?
No. Actually, we actually didn't. We didn't actually manage to work out how to change it from liters per 100 from its kilometers per liter. And unfortunately, it was just a one-day launch. And to be honest,
were you saying? five
no, I
kilometers per
didn't.
liter?
I didn't even look to be completely honest. At the end of the day, I was actually going to take a picture and see how we did. But
Because I mean, you and a car like that.
completely ran out of time. No, it was fine. It was actually because it's light.
Yeah.
And we're down the coast, so that does help a little bit with the performance.
Yeah.
But and we took it on nice little twisty roads and things. It was fine. And actually on the highway, it'll do 120 comfortably. So you.
What more do you want?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's not a car you're going to take on the highway all the time anyway.
No.
Yeah,
It's
city
yours.
car.
Yeah, absolutely wonderful. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Good. That's it.
From us.
Suzuki.
Till next time. See you next time.